let's break down lesson 59. If you take a look at the music, you'll notice that there's the bottom voice, which is what the thumb is playing. It's in 2/4, so you have 2 quarter notes every measure. Okay, those are the quarter notes that are pointing down, and you're going to play all of those with the thumb. Okay, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to play just the bass notes. So I'll play them with the thumb on the right hand. So here we go. Measure 1, you have C, then you have E. Next measure, you have a D, then you have a G. Next measure, you have a B, D, C. Next measure, G. Measure 5 is an A, then an E. Next measure, D, and then A, and then G, then a B, and then C, and then another C. Okay, so I would learn those bass notes first, and be sure that you follow the fingerings that are written on the left hand. It'll make the second voice a lot easier to learn. So let's take a look at the second voice. You're just playing 16th notes. You're going to use your thumb, the A finger, the M finger, and the I finger. And all you're going to do is you're going to play a specific order. Right, so look at the 16th notes in the first measure. You have a C, then you have an E, then you have a C, then you have a G. Okay, so before you play it, go ahead and rest the A finger on the first string, then the M finger on the second string, the I finger on the third string. And then the bass, use the thumb, but you move between the bass strings to play the specific bass note that you have, right? So take a look at the first measure. You have a C major chord. Okay, so your left hand should be in the position of a C major chord, which is right there. And then once they're in that position, you're going to go ahead and play the arpeggios. That's the first group of 4 notes. The next one is going to be, okay, if you look at the sequence, it's the same. The only thing that changed was the bass note. So you had a C, and then on the next beat you have an E. Okay, now notice the note is a quarter note, so you have to let that note ring, sustain, while you play the next. Okay, so when you do that first measure, do that. Okay, go to the next measure. Measure 2 and 3 is the shape of a G7 chord. So right here, right there, and then right there. Okay. The only thing is you're going to play different bass notes, right? So take a look at measure 2. You have a D, then you have a G, okay, and then you have those 3 notes, the G, B, and an F. They're all stacked together. So all you're going to do is you pluck those simultaneously. Okay, so measure 2 is this. Going to measure 3, you're still in the position of a G7 chord, except now you're going to play a B, right? That's 5th string, 2nd fret. And then you're playing an F, a G. You're playing an F, a B, and then a G. And then the thumb moves to the 4th string and plays a D. The notes that follow are the same, right? F, B, and G. So take a look at measure 3. Go to measure 4. go back to a C chord for the first half. Then you go to, it's still a C chord, you're just changing the bass note. Instead of having a C, you're going to move your finger up to this third fret of the sixth string on the second beat. So take a look at measure 4, you're going to do this. Instead of arpeggiating the open E, C, and then the G, you're just going to play them simultaneously. Okay. Going on to measure 5, you have an A7 chord. You're going to play the open A on the bass, and then you're going to play an E on the second beat. So this is what you have for measure 5. Going to measure 6, you have a D minor chord now. You're going to play the D bass note and then the A bass note. Okay, it's going to sound like this, measure 6. Okay, if you notice the arpeggio you have there for the first half of 6. On the second beat, you're just going to play a low A, and then you're going to pluck those same 3 notes you had just played on the first half of that measure. You're going to play F, D, and A, but you're going to play them simultaneously. So measure 6 sounds like this. Going on, measure 7, you have a C with a G in the bass. So you're going to do the shape of a C major chord, except instead of playing the C, you're not going to play the C at all. You're going to play the G. Okay, so make sure your fingers on the G right here, 6th string, 3rd fret, and then first fingers on the 2nd string, 1st fret, and that's your C note right there. And then you're going to play G, E, C, G. Okay, going on to the next beat. This is the harder part, the whole lesson. I think that little part's the hardest part of it. You're going to shift to a G7 right here, 5th string, 2nd fret, 4th string, 3rd fret, 3rd string open, and 2nd string, 3rd fret. So you're going to play the B by itself, let it ring, and then you're going to play the F, G, and D together. Okay. Measure 7, do that again. Sounds like this. Measure 8, back to C chord. You're going to play the C chord, play the bass note first, then you're going to play the E, G, and C together, and then you're going to go back to the bass note and play that bass note. So last measure. Okay, so going through there, learn the chord shapes, and that'll make it easier.